Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special broadcast from LicenseQ. We're going to talk about the Microsoft Enterprise Direct support update that has recently been announced. Very special update. Microsoft is making some drastic changes to the enterprise agreement support model for Fortune 500 companies as far as we see it now. This might be one of many changes that are ongoing. Which might mean that they have something planned for the future in regards to
smartphone connected.
In regards to what they are doing with the LSP world, the enterprise agreement. Maybe mute yourself, Eric. Let's go through it. The key message, what Microsoft is saying. So for pre-selected strategic customers, Microsoft will provide end-to-end transactional account support and services under the enterprise agreement, historically provided by our licensing solution partner, or LSP, enterprise software advisors for qualifying customers and for direct enrollments only. So right off the bat, what Microsoft is saying is that they will provide the support for any transactions that need to happen under enterprise agreement contracts for pre-selected and strategic companies, mainly Fortune 500, I imagine. They will start doing this themselves through a new team that they're going to create. Historically, this was done by the LSP, and the LSP will be removed from the contract. They will start doing this immediately as of January 1st, 2023, for any of these accounts that they have selected that will renew in that time frame. The reason for that they state that they're doing this is to enhance partnerships and provide the customer's organization a differentiated customer experience. And they list some benefits, which are deliver a differentiated customer experience, for select customers, providing a team of support specialists who will own the transaction-related activities and queries end-to-end. So this is the new team that they're creating. We're not sure how and where these are going to reside, but it might be within the regional operation centers, because they also need the people that speak the language of where the account is based, basically. An additional thing that they're saying is they want to improve lead and response times, reduce the number of handovers, and increase velocity in our customer engagements. This reads that basically they think the LSP is not doing their job correctly, as far as I can understand, and that they think and feel that they can do a better job. I've worked for a very large account in the Netherlands. I know that the contact between Microsoft and this large account was significant, and that the LSP was basically pushed aside and could only help when there was a need for them, like registering a new contract or creating an additional customer price sheet or something like that. So they really didn't play that big a role anymore. Did get compensated for it. So Microsoft probably thinks we can do this better ourselves. And finally, to gain even deeper insight into our customers' day-to-day requirements and hereby adjust services, make process improvements that better align to customer needs, which I translate as, tell me more about your organization, I know more, and then I can try and sell more, but more on that later probably. Microsoft will take on all operational account services, EA work, and support historically provided by enterprise software advisors for direct enrollments. Again, if you are a massive Fortune 500 company and you have an indirect contract, this will not affect you. This is only for currently for large companies that have a direct enterprise agreement. If you are one of the pre-selected strategic customers, and they additionally state that this is not for public sector as well at the moment. The biggest change here thus meaning no more fees for LSPs on these accounts. They do want, however, the LSP to remain active on the account. They can sell their additional services, and we will talk about this on this next slide. So Eric found this document somewhere it held this table where it stated the different countries that this would count for, the languages that are supported. So here you immediately see that this is in regards to also local delivery. So if you're in Germany, you will get people that speak English, but also German and Spain, Spanish, English, Netherlands, Dutch, and English. And there will just be a toll-free number that you need to dial in order to get your support, or you send an email to a specific address, and they will get picked up and carried out according to your needs. So the estimated availability differs per country. And they have started already in the US. They onboarded Germany and Italy apparently last month, and they will do United Kingdom and Canada this month, and onwards and forwards until they have done a lot of the bigger countries in the Microsoft world until November 2024, where they hope to do Brazil last. In the process, there will be, like I said, a phone number available Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. is what they state, and email availability 24/5, so not on the weekends, Monday to Friday only. So the current LSP will not play an important role anymore after the oncoming renewal for these strategic accounts, which means they will still need to finalize important tasks on the end of the coming contract. So they will need to do things like an annual order true up or /0 usage. Any reservations need to be reconciled, meaning if that strategic customer is using the reservation option to purchase cloud services, they will need to finalize that, and they will need to make sure that the extended term opt-out has happened if needs to happen at the end of the contract. Those will be the final activities for these accounts for the LSP, and then this will move to the Microsoft teams to hand out or deal with the new process as they will set it up. So all activities from CPS creation to amendments to contracts, whatever needs to be signed by customers, will be taken over by Microsoft and no longer be done by the LSP. LSPs will no longer be compensated by Microsoft for their activities on these accounts. So they are free, in the name of Microsoft, free to deliver the services that they want to deliver to these customers, but they won't get any rebates anymore from Microsoft. This is a big deal. So Eric, our response on this, the things that we find interesting.
Yeah, so I think it's quite something, in the past 20 years, this model has never been changed. So it's quite an announcement. And I think it's just the beginning of many more announcements that will follow in the coming years. I do agree with you that it's the role of the LSP. It has been a role that has been questionable, especially with the large accounts. When we used to work for Microsoft, we acknowledged that the role of the LSP was in most cases not of many added value. But it's very astonishing to see that Microsoft now, out of the blue, announces this, because I've been already approached by many LSPs stating, well, we didn't know anything about this. And as of today, they still are not informed. This is not a very good development from Microsoft's side. I think it's really, I think it's a change that Microsoft is going through. I do see that there is a lot of practical issues coming up for those clients, because although LSPs are not adding too much value from our perspective in the whole process, they are helping clients with practical stuff like order questions, invoice issues. And I don't see that Microsoft, within the time they have immediately affected this in some of the regions, how they can help clients in that matter. It takes time to set that up within the internal organization of Microsoft. So I do anticipate that a lot of clients will experience issues when it comes to submitting orders, invoice issues. Normally always done by the LSP, but now it has to be done by Microsoft itself. Knowing the
Yeah.
fact that they have announced a hiring freeze, I'm not sure how they are going to do that, because it's a lot of work managing a Microsoft contract. Yeah.
If you look towards what they provide in their materials, on the right-hand side here, you see how they envision doing this. So in the middle, you see they have like pooled EA experts. So these are shared resources, I can imagine, that will cover all these accounts. So it will definitely not be like dedicated personnel like these LSPs do have, because they have a one-to-one relationship. So I don't know, for instance, Software One have a one-to-one relationship with potentially a Fortune 500 company, and they assign dedicated resources to this. Microsoft will create a pool of EA experts that might deal with all these different companies. So they have next to no knowledge maybe to what these are doing. These customers, how will this better the customer? Like Microsoft stating, how will this help them? I don't really see it.
I don't see it as
They
well.
give,
I think it will cause many problems.
yeah, they give you an expected resolution time for 24 to 72 hours. Well, if they approach this the same way how they process contracts, it remains to be seen if they're going to carry this out within the set SLA. So I hope.
Yeah. So this time it takes for our followers. This time it takes Microsoft approximately 2 weeks to complete the contract package. So if you connect that to setting up a new desk that needs to help you with your invoice issues and with your order issues, Microsoft is just not equipped to do that. So I'm very curious how that will turn out into practice in the coming months.
Yeah, and this workflow that they have, so they send info, you submit orders, train customer, build packets, provide reports, obtain info, answer inquiries. So it all sounds quite nice, but I don't think that this will be beneficial to all these different organizations. Like, well, you name some Fortune 500 companies, they most likely already deal in a very efficient way with Microsoft. And the fact that they sometimes need to route something through the LSP, I think works fine for them.
Yeah.
Changing this process around, I think will make everyone, will have to change their processes also on the side of all these strategic customers.
Yeah.
I don't think it might not make that much sense from a financial perspective for Microsoft anyway. They already reduced the rebates on these strategic accounts to next to nothing. And the Dutch word is broekzak vestzak, so you don't have to spend any more rebates on Microsoft LSPs, but now you're going to create this entire new team in this economic climate. Remains to be seen if they can effectively do what these LSPs are currently doing or not. Or maybe they all hire people from LSPs. I don't know.
Yeah,
Might make
that
sense.
could be the question, because we see a lot of commercial executives have a past at the LSP, so that could be one way to fill that in. And also yesterday we received a lot of questions from LSPs. What's going on, and what's Microsoft doing to us? And do you think this is the end of the LSP as we know it? If we have a lot of followers that are working for an LSP. Please do let us know your response to that and give us a comment in the post. That would be nice for us to see how you are percepting this message. And in addition, what I see is, I think this is the beginning of the end for the LSP as we know it. we are all aware that all of the big LSPs are trying to evolve themselves from being just a plain reseller to a value-added reseller, but they all have difficulties in pursuing that mission.
But let me ask you a question. So, what
Yeah,
do you think an LSP will do if they are no longer the LSP of the strategic account line? Yeah, like for instance, I don't know what example I used earlier. Might maybe an IKEA or
yeah,
a Shell or something. These massive companies currently they're enjoying nice benefits in the form of rebates. If they're no longer there, will they indeed start selling their value-added managed services to these customers, or will they just move on to smaller organizations? Because Microsoft, in the last bullet, says Microsoft relies on our partners to continue supporting customers through sales of value-added and managed services, helping our customers to digitally transform.
yeah.
Do you think an LSP will still try and do that? Do that?
No, they're not. No, the LSP, as I know it, they will probably charge clients for their services. And if a client is not willing to pay for the services, which I anticipate that many clients in this current economic climate will say, well, why do I need you anymore? So I don't need you anymore this time. So I expect that many clients will refuse to pay for such services. Um, and I think this is something clients should be aware of. For all the clients that are affected by this measure, they should realize that Microsoft is appointing the existing partner to finalize all of the business. But you should be aware that your partner is not being paid in any way anymore. So, what is the chance that they will help you finalizing your current EA and optimize it in the current in a good state, so you have a very good outgoing position for that contract towards your renewal. So my expectation is that the partners that will be affected and will not be paid for the services, they will probably just, yeah, leave and do not too much. Um,
But they
yeah,
will probably go where the money can be made still on the rebates. So they won't think, oh wait, we're not getting any rebates anymore from Microsoft. Let's engage more on these customers and try to sell our own services at a higher value. I think they'll just give up and say, okay, then we'll figure out where the money is to be made and go there. So if you tie this, for instance, to all the rumors that have been ongoing ever since that blog post came out about upping the minimal threshold for an EA,
yeah.
it become a very difficult playing field for the LSPs that are out there, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that will be the next step, right? So it makes sense. So if this does turn out to be a success, I think the threshold for 500 clients, it will be increased. And I think next step will be level D, level C clients, and so on. Um, and in the end, I think the strategy is just to have the level A clients, which is until 1,200 users. That probably will be covered by CSP. And the enterprise agreement stuff, yeah, I think Microsoft more or less in the end will do it all direct. Um, Bad news for the LSP market.
Yeah, not great. Wonder how they're gonna respond on this as well.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah,
very, very.
Microsoft one-sided decided to do this, and they have every right, I think, to do so. I don't know what is in the contract that LSP have with Microsoft, so can't comment to that. But
No, I agree. They have
probably
every right to, but as we have seen it, the communication has not been gone very, yeah, very properly. Many LSPs were surprised by the news, have not been informed properly, and they do not even today know what the exact picture will look like. So
yeah.
many
What do
questions
you
to be.
what do you think on the Microsoft statement that they want to do this to gain deeper insights in the day-to-day requirements that these strategic customers have? So that sounds to me like, tell me more about your organization so I can more effectively sell to you.
you know, it's just about one thing: earning more money. So we know for a fact that Microsoft sometimes is frustrated by the role of the LSP with the client because they are not being transparent, not sharing the right information. So I think it's just about Microsoft making a decision. We want to know more about our top 500 clients. We want to earn more money from them. We see that all of the larger companies in the world are making all of the money, not the smaller companies. So we want to earn more from them. And therefore, we decided to remove the role of the LSP. And Microsoft always has a way of bringing a message and wrapping it in a very nice wrapping paper as a present for Christmas. But in the end, this is just about one thing: more money, getting more money from you as a client, and yeah. But it's with all the others, yeah.
Any last advice for LSPs or strategic Microsoft customers?
Well, let's start with our Microsoft customers and clients. I think that again, this has impact on you if you are one of the top 500 clients. So first thing I would do is just see what's the impact for you. How are you currently doing your EA administration? How are you doing your EA optimization? And make an impact analysis on what this means for your organization, because it will affect you. And then after that, I would recommend our clients just to have a chat with us, of course, because to be honest, this is also a very good opportunity for us to see what we can add of value to that specific group of clients. So if you're watching, happy to have a chat with you. To make an analysis what the impact is for you as a client. So big news. Thank you for preparing the presentation, Floris. It was very good to have a chat around this topic. And for our followers and viewers, if you have any questions, do reach out or share your opinion in the comments. We are very curious how you are perceiving this news. Thank you.
All right, guys. See you again soon. Bye.
See you again soon all. Bye.